What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing top 15 beauty products under $15. Y'all know I love a good deal. I love drugstore makeup. I feel like at the $15 price point you can get almost all like drugstore makeup is under that, and then a couple of the brands that kind of fall in between drugstore and high end. So it's a really good price point to start at. So I've come up with basically my top 15 products that fall into that price range that are absolutely amazing, and most of these I actually use like literally every single day or every time that I'm doing my makeup. I'm wearing most of them on my face today for you guys, and you guys know I love to share with you that you don't need to spend a lot of money to get a really beautiful makeup look. I know a ton of you guys are gonna ask about my lippy because I don't normally do bright reds like this. I normally do more neutrals. It's from Dime Beauty. This is the shade Jake. We're gonna be talking about their liquid lipsticks later on because they're amazing and have been an absolute favorite of mine, and under 15 bucks. Thank you to Dime Beauty for sponsoring a portion of today's video. We will get more into the liquid lipstick and stuff in the video, but I knew a lot of people would ask about my lip color, so wanted to address that. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button to be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to start with is the e.l.f. BB cream. This is $6 and amazing. The only complaint I have about it is that it's not that big. You know, there are definitely bigger options, but again, it's only $6, so you could literally buy 2 of them and still be under that $15 price point. And I love this. Works so well on my skin. This is like my favorite go-to every single day. It's funny because some of these products are things that I use every single day, but you guys might not see as much on my channel because a lot of times the products that I'm using every single day are not these like full glam products. So I don't share them as much on my channel because that's more where I show like fuller glam makeup looks. So I think I actually want to do a video where I do like full face of products that I use all the time but I never use on camera. I feel like that would be kind of like a cool idea, but this is definitely one of those products. I found it earlier this summer and it has been a go-to of mine. It's so good. Little squeezy top. The shade that I use is Nude. It has SPF 20 in it. It lasts all day. It gives a nice tint to the skin. It gives actually a pretty good coverage for a BB cream. Like covers up most of my redness. Feels really nice in my skin. Doesn't dry me out. I can't say enough good things about it. I love it. If you're looking for a BB cream from the drugstore, highly recommend this. And for $6, you cannot beat it. Up next, we're going to talk primer. This is from Hailey's Beauty, and this is their Refine Foundation Primer. Now, Hailey's Beauty is a brand that's, I would say, kind of in between drugstore and high end. They kind of fall in between. So this is $12, but it's amazing. I feel like the same thing with the BB cream would be the only bad thing I could say about this is that you don't get a ton of product, but you really don't need a lot of this product. It's awesome. So I'll put a little bit on my hand to show you guys. It just has like a little squeezy tube and you squeeze out a little bit of it like that. This honestly reminds me a lot of the Benefit Professional, but I personally like it more than that. But same kind of consistency. You'll see it just kind of blends away into my hand, but it really fills in the pores and leaves a nice silky finish for your foundation to apply on top of. So I feel like it just really helps to perfect the skin before you even go in with any other complexion product. So I really like it. A lot of times products that are like this, more pore filling, can cause me to break out, but this one does not cause any irritation to my skin. It leaves a beautiful looking canvas to my face. I can't say enough good things about it. And this has definitely been my favorite go-to primer, and it's affordable, so that's amazing. Now I did want to include a foundation as well because we did include the e.l.f. BB cream, but I also want to give a foundation option for my girls that like a little bit more full coverage, even on the daily, or if you want to do a glam look but you don't want to spend a ton of money on a high-end foundation. A great option is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. So the one that I have here is the dewy version. They have an original version which is more of a matte finish. This is the dewy version. I personally like both of them. I think at first I thought that I liked the matte one better, but more recently I've been reaching for the dewy one more often. Maybe it's because it's summertime, but I love the look that this gives to my skin. It's beautiful, gives you a full coverage, flawless finish, lasts all day long, and really is gonna cover up like literally anything. I also like the applicator on this. It's just like a little stick, so you literally just apply it to your face, or you could apply it like directly to a brush or something if you didn't want to apply it to your face directly. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a foundation that I know I can always count on. So I really like this, and this is actually really affordable. Let me look up the price on this. So it is $6.49, which I feel like that's such a weird like price, but it's $6.49. But it's fabulous. It's vegan, it's cruelty free. I can't say enough good things, and this is definitely my go-to foundation from the drugstore. All right, now we're gonna jump into the lippies. So I already shared with you guys the Dime Beauty liquid lipstick. That is what I'm wearing today in the shade Jake. So I was gonna say I'll swatch it, but I mean, you guys can see it on my lips. The other shade that I really love is Bradley. So this one is more of like a nude everyday. It's like a nudie pink, but it is so beautiful. This is my personal favorite kind of nude, like that neutral kind of mauvey pink shade is my favorite. So while the color on these Beauty's is beautiful. I think what really stands out to me about Dime Beauty's liquid lipsticks is the formula themselves. They dry down to be completely matte, as you can see on my lips right now, but they don't dry out your lips. So at first when I was trying them, I was kind of like, okay, so it dries down to be a matte, doesn't feel dry on my lips, but a lot of times that means then it's not gonna really be that long lasting, but this is anything but the case. I've literally already eaten lunch today. I've had this on for probably about 2.5 hours now and have eaten a full meal in between and have not touched it up, and this is what it looks like. Like, these are not going to budge. They don't bleed out like around your lip line or anything. Like, when you put them on, they're good to go. They're not moving, but they're not going to dry out your lips, which is amazing because so many liquid lipsticks are very, very drying, especially typically the ones that last the longest. So their formula just kind of pinpointed right in between and made it amazing. And they're $15, so they're not crazy expensive. And they were amazing and actually gave me a code. So you guys can check down below in the description box to shop their products and you will get 20% off of your entire order. They have a bunch of really nice products. They're vegan, they're cruelty free, and honestly, they make luxury products at non-luxury prices. Like, they could charge a whole heck of a lot more for these liquid lipsticks and I would still buy them, but the $15 price point is amazing. And they have like a nice vanilla scent to them. Like, it's not overbearing, but it's like a nice pleasant scent for your liquid lip. And obviously you can see they're super pigmented. Literally, you take the brush out, apply it once, and you're good. Like, you don't even need to re-dip. Very, very pigmented product. Now, their liquid lipsticks sell out super frequently, so I would just suggest if you want to get them, click the link down below in my description box. Like I said, you will get 20% off of your entire order on their website if you're interested in getting anything else as well. It'll work on pretty much everything. Like I said, click the link down below in the description if you guys want to check them out. I will have all the products I talk about today linked, but these are really fabulous. I've really been loving them. All right, up next, we're gonna jump into blush. So this blush palette specifically, I have been loving. They came out with a bunch of different variations of this, but this is from the BH Cosmetics Truffle line. Specifically, my most used is the Vanilla Cream palette. So these are $12 and you get 4 different blushes in the palette, plus a mirror too, which is great, especially at the $12 price point. BH is another brand that I would say is kind of in between drugstore and high end. They make fabulous products at affordable prices. I have a mixture of actually all 4 of these blushes. Honestly, when I use this palette, I literally just go with my brush, I'll show you, and go like this, and then apply it to my cheeks. I just like to mix them all together. Some of them are more matte, some of them have a little bit of a sheen to them, so I just prefer to do it like that, or you could use them separately. If this palette specifically wouldn't work well for your skin tone, they do have quite a few different options in this Truffle line. This is just my most used, and for 12 bucks and 4 different blushes, it's only $3 a blush, and they're honestly very, very good. They're pigmented, they're beautiful, and very flattering on the cheeks, at least I think. I like it. So these have been my go-to blushes. Up next, I have a new favorite bronzer. Oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful bronzer. You guys are gonna love it. So this is $10.99. It's the CoverGirl True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Bronzer. This is newer from CoverGirl, and ever since I've tried it, I've been using it non-stop. It's so pretty. It's just so flattering on the skin. It's a beautiful bronzy shade, but it has a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not like glitter. You guys know I like my bronzers for all over my face to have a little bit of a sheen to them. I normally just use matte bronzers to actually contour with, but when I'm warming up my whole face, I like to have that like bronzy sheen. But a lot of bronzers that have that sheen, especially at a lower price point, have more glitter in them to get that sheen, where this one really doesn't. Like, I feel like even swatching my finger, it doesn't really do it justice. Like, seeing it kind of swatched, like you can, I just put it on my hand there, but when the light shines on it, it makes you look nice and beautiful and bronzed. I do have it on my cheeks today in conjunction with that BH cheek palette and the highlight that we're gonna talk about, but it gives a beautiful beachy glow to the skin. My face is normally a lot lighter than my neck is because I don't typically self-tan my face, and this just helps so much to bring that warmth back into my face, and I just love it. Since I first started trying it, was like, wow, this is so good. It honestly replicates bronzers that are literally like triple the price, like $30+ from like Sephora and stuff, and this is just amazing. I love it and would highly, highly recommend. I also really love the L'Oreal Lumi bronzer. You guys know that I've used that for years as well, but this one has honestly been getting more use recently because I just love it. I can't stop. Up next, we're gonna talk concealer. So no surprise here, had to include the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. You guys know that I love this. I actually prefer the original one in this formula to the more Lumi one, but they do have a hydrating, I think it's called, option as well, if the original is a little too drying for you. For me, it's honestly fine even though my skin is dry, but this is the most full coverage, long wearing concealer that I have found from the drugstore. I feel like for a very long time, concealer was a big place that the drugstore struggled to kind of keep up with higher end products. Like, there was never really a great drugstore concealer that I found until I found this. It's incredibly full coverage. I'll put a swatch on my hand. Like you can't even see my hand through that. Obviously, you know, you'd be blending it out, which we're gonna talk about a blending product that I love next. I use the shade Medium Peach. They have a ton of different shades, which is also amazing. So there should hopefully be a shade for everyone, but I can't say enough good things about this concealer. Long wearing, full coverage, doesn't crease as long as it's set with a powder, which I personally always do, and is definitely my go-to when I want a drugstore concealer that I can rely on that's gonna conceal my blemishes, conceal my dark circles. Like, you're not getting anything through the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Trust me on that, guys. So you will really, really love this if you're looking for a full coverage concealer. Going off of that, I wanted to include a tool in today's video. So this is the beauty sponge from Hailey's Beauty. Honestly, I've said this so many times, but I really do believe that the tools that you use to apply your makeup are just as important, if not more important, than the actual makeup that you're using. You know, you could have the nicest, most expensive foundation, but if you're not applying it with a good product, you're not gonna get as good of a result. But brushes can be very, very pricey, but honestly, I mostly prefer any liquid or cream product to be applied with a sponge. And so for years, I used the Beauty Blender. Love the Beauty Blender. I mean, they were like pretty much the first people to do it, I think. Don't quote me on that because I really don't know, but they were the first beauty sponge that I ever used. But beauty blenders aren't cheap. They're $20 for each sponge. And I think for a very long time, a lot of brands tried to come up with beauty sponges that were as good as a Beauty Blender and could never really do it. Hailey's Beauty did it. This is $10, so it's half the price of the traditional Beauty Blender, and honestly, I like this the absolute same, if not more, than the Beauty Blender itself. Like, this is amazing. I use it damp, so I just wet it underneath my sink. It's super bouncy, it's big, you just pounce all the products on your skin. It blends it out flawlessly and quickly, has the pointy top up here that you can use to blend out your concealer. I just absolutely love it. Highly recommend, and I absolutely love it. I've been using it nonstop since I first tried it. It's amazing. Up next, we're gonna talk highlight. I picked out two because I have two different options that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm actually using a mixture of both of them today on my cheeks. I have this like huge blemish and I don't know what's going on, so don't look at that. But my highlight, I'll just show this side, is Pop In today, and that is a mixture of these two highlights. So the first one is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight, which some of you guys might think this is funny because I have been outspoken quite a few times about the fact that I think the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is like way overhyped. I don't think it's a bad product, but I don't think it's like an amazing product either. But everybody loves it. But the Butter Highlight, I do really like. This is very, very pretty. Let me get you guys a price on this. It's $11.49 at Ulta. They do have a couple different shades in this. The shade that I like is Champagne, I believe, and y'all are gonna die. So this is kind of like, the feeling on this is like a little different. It's almost like a cream, but like, hello, like she is here to say hello. It is blinding. It is so pretty. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just tap it with my finger and it really just amps up like your highlight so much. Like, it's crazy. You can apply it with a brush, but I actually think because it's more of a creamy consistency, it actually applies better with your finger than it does with a traditional brush. If you want a less intense highlight, then doing it with a brush would be perfect. But if you want something more intense and blinding like me, like this, then just tap with your finger and it's so stunning. I also like to use this like in my inner corner of my eyes, beneath my brow bone to highlight those areas. It's absolutely beautiful. And it dries as a powder, but it kind of begins as more of a creamy feeling and then will dry down to be a powder. And this has been getting a ton of use recently. Now, another highlight that I did want to share with you guys as well. This is from Kokie, which I feel like a lot of people I don't see that many people talking about their products, and I don't know why, because I actually think a lot of their products are very nice and they're very affordable. But this is their Soft Glow Highlighter. This is in the shade Heavenly, and this is another stunning highlight. I couldn't just pick one, you guys know I can't, but like, so pretty. So I actually have this mixed with the Butter Highlight on my cheeks today to get this beautiful look. This also comes in a variety of different shades. This just happens to be my favorite, the more gold toned one, but they do have a more pinky toned one, and I think a few that are darker and lighter as well. So there's a few different options, but it's a beautiful highlight, and it's not overly glittery. Like, yeah, it's gonna give you this blinding look, but some cheaper highlights can be just packed with glitter, which I don't find with this one. I'm gonna give you guys the exact price on this. Yeah, it's $5.99, so that's an incredible price. You guys can get them on Kokie's website. I think you can get them at Sally's as well, and potentially Walgreens, I wanna say, carries their products, but normally if I want something, I'll just order it off their website. It's easier, but their highlights are really nice, and I just couldn't pick between them, so I wanted to mention them both to you guys because they've been kind of my go-to affordable highlights recently. All right, now y'all know I had to pick at least one palette. So palettes, a lot of times, even drugstore palettes, can end up being more than $15. So I went through my collection and really looked, and I was really excited because my personal favorite drugstore or affordable palette is under 15 bucks, and that is the Going Coconuts palette from ColourPop. This to me is just perfect. I'm a neutrals girl, you guys know that, and for an everyday kind of look or even a more like sultry nighttime look, this palette is absolutely perfect for it. You get 9 different shades, it's $12. You have a mix of both mattes and very pigmented shimmers. Like, this is the shade that I have all over my lid today. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I just swatched it right there. It's absolutely beautiful. The white, like their shimmers are very, very pigmented, but then their mattes are also equally as pigmented. ColourPop has just really perfected, in my opinion, the eyeshadow formula and make very high quality products at very affordable prices. So again, like I said, to get 9 different shades for 12 bucks, you get a full mirror. Whenever I'm traveling or don't know, what kind of eye makeup I want to do, this is always the palette that I bring with me because there's so many different things you can do with it. And I did use it to complete my eye look today. This is kind of like my go-to more glam sort of eye look when I still want a neutral colored eye. It's been a favorite of mine for a very long time, and for 12 bucks, I highly, highly recommend it. All right, you guys, so up next we have a brow product. This will come as no surprise to you guys if you watch my channel, but this is the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I love this. I use this literally every single day, which is why I don't have caps on either side of it because I just don't even keep them on anymore. The shade I use is Soft Brown. I believe there's 4 different shades with this, but you get a tiny little precise tip on one side, a spoolie on the other. I have it on my brows today. It's very natural looking. It's not overly waxy. A lot of affordable eyebrow products have a lot of wax to them, and then they can make your eyebrows look very fake. This one really doesn't. It's more pigment, much less wax. I don't have to go through my eyebrows like 100 times to fill them in. It literally takes like a couple of minutes, which for me, for my eyebrows is short. It could definitely take shorter if you're not as annoying as I am when it comes to my eyebrows, but this is the best, honestly. I think it's better than the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I use this all the time. I have Anastasia products and a bunch of other more higher end eyebrow products, and this is what I always reach for. So I believe it's about $8 depending on where you get it, but it's fabulous. I love it, and it's my go-to brow product. Now on to another product that I'm sure you guys could probably guess. We have to talk about the Salon Perfect 614s. They're the lash that I have on today, the lash that I have on literally all the time. In my opinion, these are just the best lash literally ever. You can get them in this, how many is in here? 5 pack at Walmart. It's like $8. A lot of times they actually aren't in stock, at least in my local Walmart. They're difficult to find, but you can order them like pick up in store and then they have them. It's weird, but like it'll be available that day. You just won't actually see it like on the floor at the store, but you can do the pickup. I don't know, that's what I've been having to do, but they're the best. And I think people are starting to catch on that they're the best, which is why it's becoming more difficult for me to find them. But I wear these with any kind of makeup look. If I'm just doing like a quick, easy, everyday, really nothing on my eyes, I will just throw these on my lash line with no other makeup, and they blend really seamlessly. It says on here, no show band for a seamless look. So if you can see, they don't have that thick black band that a lot of other lashes have. It's a clear, very thin little band, so you can just put it right up to your lash line and not even have to use liner and still have it look really beautiful. It kind of gives you like lash extension looking lashes, like it looks like you have lash extensions on, which is really beautiful. Or when I do more full glam looks like I have on today, I will throw them on with some liner, some eyeshadow, and they still look stunning. They're very long, they're very wispy. I think they suit a bunch of different eye types, and they're just my absolute favorite, and they're affordable. You know what I mean? To get 5 different lashes for $8 is a great deal, and they last more than one use. Honestly, you're not really supposed to use these kind of lashes more than once, but we all do it. Just sanitize them and you'll be good to go. I can get like 3 or 4 wears out of each pair of these. They're not like gonna fall apart after you wear them once. So highly recommend all of Salon Perfect's lashes actually. They make great lashes. They're all affordable, but these are my personal favorites and I think everyone would love them. Up next we have to talk liners. I always get so many questions about my white liner. That's kind of my go-to, is doing white liner in my waterline, and then I'll do like black on my tight line up here. But I like the more wide-eyed looks. So more often than not, I have white in my waterline, and this is always the white liner that I use. This is from ColourPop. This is their cream gel liner in the shade Exit. Honestly, any of their cream gel liners are amazing. These are incredible liners. They last a very long time. They're very pigmented because not every liner is made the same, especially when you're gonna try and put it in your waterline. Since that's already a very watery area, it can be difficult to find liners that actually show up very pigmented there. But I've always found that the ColourPop cream gel liners are amazing. They're $6, they're waterproof. They have literally a billion different shades. My personal favorite is just the white, and this is the one that I use all the time. But they have a bunch of different options if you're interested. And yeah, I just literally love these. They're amazing and rival a ton of high-end eyeliner eyeliners, and like who wants to spend like 30 bucks on an eyeliner? Nobody. So this is the way to go. And then last but certainly not least, I wanted to be sure to include at least one skincare product in today's video because I've been getting a lot more into skincare recently, and while I love skincare, skincare can be very expensive. And a lot of times with skincare, the more money you spend, the better product that you are getting, at least when it comes to the ingredients that are being used. But I have to share with you guys a tried and true of mine, and it is this Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturizer. I have used this for a very long time. Skincare is something that I do always frequently try new products because I do like to test new stuff, but this has always been a go-to. Steven actually uses this as well, my husband. We've both used it for so long, like since literally like I don't even know, like middle school, I think. This is $5 and has never failed me. If you have dry skin like myself, this is a good daytime moisturizer. At nighttime, I typically use a more nourishing, like hydrating night cream, but it's a mix of a moisturizer and then it also has salicylic acid in it to help fight against acne, and it is oil-free, which is incredible as well. You get the pump. It has a decent amount of product. Like these normally last me a couple months when I use them, and again, it's literally $5. I feel like there are a lot of like drugstore skincare products that either don't have good ingredients that make me break out, or they just dry my skin out like incredibly, especially anything that's like acne fighting, but this one really doesn't. I think that mixture of the salicylic acid and the moisturizer for me has just always worked really, really well. And my husband Steven actually has oily skin, but he still likes this. So I think it could work for both dry skin or oily skin people. So I did want to give a shout out to this. This is another product that I feel like a lot of times I don't talk about on camera because it's just like something quick that I'll use, but it's an incredible product that I've really liked for a very long time, and it's super, super affordable. So I wanted to be sure to at least include one skincare product in my top 15 under 15. So that is everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to check the description box for links for every single product that I talked about in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.